What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar and welcome back to the WBE. This is going to be the Week 3 Team Builder. If you did not see last week's battle, I strongly suggest you go watch it. It was a phenomenal battle. We took on Dan, aka A-Drive, who is the creator of this league. If you do not want to be spoiled, look away now because I'm about to spoil the battle in 3, 2, 1. We lost. I played very poorly early game. I played some really good mind games later on that almost brought it back for me. But ultimately, the Gigantamax Pokemon was just a little too much for me to handle, which, shocker, I'm not surprised. I think Gigantamax is busted, and I'm starting to regret the video that I put up saying that using Gigantamax as a form of Megas is a good idea, because I don't think it is. I think Gigantamax Pokemon in general just shouldn't be in League format anymore. After just watching, like, everybody's WBE battles, mind you, watching, like, MV and Joey, John, even Vivid, like, I just don't think that Gigantamax or Dynamax should be in League format at all. But that is neither here nor there or what this video is about. This video is about the Team Builder, and we're going up against Steve. His team, as you can see, is on the screen. I decided to change this team up a lot. I actually already recorded the Team Builder once, and I'm re-recording it because I changed up some really key aspects of the team. So, first off, as you can see, he does not have a Ghost Resist, so Choice Specs Shadow Ball is very, very spammable versus him for my Dragapult. I'm hoping he will know that, and I'm hoping he will prep for that, and I'm hoping to take advantage of that by not bringing Choice Specs Dragapult. G-Max Copperajaw is just a little too much for me to handle in general on my team. It is a phenomenal Pokemon. It is really, really hard for me to handle. So I kind of sort of had to build in a way to where I never let it get too out of control too easily. Mimikyu is also a pretty big deal for my team because I don't really have a way of beating it super easily if it sets up a couple Swords Dances. I need to make sure that I keep a normal type that can outspeed it around and never let it set up for free. It's pretty much the only way that I can check it. I do have a Steelix, so he might not bring it because Steelix just pretty much deals with Mimikyu. But at the same time, if he deals with Steelix early on, by using G-Max Copperajaw, Mimikyu could be a little problematic for my team. He does have a Gothitelle. I don't think Gothitelle comes this game. I think Gothitelle has a very poor matchup this game because I have two Ghost types that he can't trap. I have Baton Pass. I would need a Shed Shell on Sylveon. I have Parting Shot. I have U-Turn. I have Dragon Tail. I would need a Shed Shell on my Surfetched, and then I have U-Turn on my Raboot. So two Pokemon. Realistically, aside from my G-Max that he can actually take advantage of, and he can't even really take advantage of my G-Max Pokemon because I can just run really good coverage for it and be fine. I don't really think it's coming this week. I think Copperajaw, Sandaconda, Hitmontop, Excelgor, Charizard, Manectric just have a lot better matchup, but that is a very offensive team, and I don't think Steve will feel comfortable with that. I don't think Vaporeon comes because I have Water Absorb Lapras, which can wall it pretty much indefinitely. It can't run Toxic yet, so it's not able to Toxic me, and it doesn't get any coverage moves for my Lapras. So my Lapras is a free switch in on Vaporeon every single time, and my opponent hates switching in on Lapras. He absolutely hates it, so I think it's a really good Pokemon. Hitmontop could probably come. Charizard is kind of sort of what I'm most scared of, and the main reason why I changed a bunch of things on the team, and I'm going back onto it. So, DD Charizard, to be specific, with heavy-duty boots. So, let's go ahead and talk about the team. First off, we have Choice Banded Dragapult. Wow. Choice Banded Dragapult. Also, Steve said in his last press conference that Suicide Squad was one of the worst movies ever. I strongly disagree. I love Suicide Squad, watched it just last weekend, so because of that, I'm naming all my Pokemon after Suicide Squad members, or after Suicide Squad themselves, and I even named one of them Best Movie, just to try to trigger Steve a little bit. So, anyway, Choice Banded Dragapult. Dragapult just has a phenomenal matchup, in general. I can spam my moves versus him. I have enough speed for Manectric, which is really, really nice. And then Choice Band just allows me to do a bunch of really cool stuff. Realistically, super simple spread. I have Shadow Ball on here. I might change it to U-Turn. I'm probably going to end up changing it to U-Turn before the battle starts, because Phantom Force, Dragon Dart, Sucker Punch hits pretty much everything on his entire team super effectively, or neutrally. And with Clear Body, he is unable to intimidate me with Hitmontop. I'm able to go ahead and I'm able to hit everything super effectively, and with Adamant Choice Band versus his Charizard, I'm able to do approximately 50% to it, meaning as long as I'm able to get off 50% with something, I'm able to be fine. So that's the whole idea behind this Dragapult. Next up, we have the Helolisk. So Helolisk is going to be Choice Scarf this week, mainly because I need something to be able to outspeed Zard at +1. If he sets up to I'll go into that in a little bit. Outspeed Zard at +1. Outspeed Mimikyu if it's already set up and is immune to Shadow Sneak, meaning I can hit it with a Thunderbolt after it's already set up a +2 and be fine. I also needed something to be able to switch into Vaporeon if I don't have my Lapras around. And because this does have Dry Skin, I'll be fine. I do have U-Turn to be able to get out versus Gothitelle. And yeah, really good Pokemon. I originally had Life Orb, but I changed it to Choice Scarf last minute because of Charizard, which is a really big threat. And yeah, really good Pokemon. It does a lot of damage. He doesn't really have a switch into Hyper Voice outside of his Copper Jaw, and the second that his Copper Jaw comes in, he has to pretty much Gigantamax it to be able to live hits respectively. And the second he does that, he kind of sort of loses a lot of threatening offensive mobility with his team. So next up, we have my Steelix. I'm rocking leftovers this week. I have the Sturdy ability, as you can see there and there. Dragon Tail, Stealth Rock, Rock Slide, Earthquake. I have Dragon Tail to be able to get rid of Gothitelle. I have Earthquake as reliable stab versus the Copper Jaw. And then I have Rock Slide to be able to hit Charizard really hard. If he's DD, I'm fine. If he's like special, I'm so much less scared of it. I'm so much less scared. I can bring in Dragapult. I can go for Dragon Darts. I kill it guaranteed. And it's not that big of an issue. Same thing with Manectric. Has to be Scarfed in order to be somewhat threatening. So the whole idea behind this Pokemon is to pretty much lead off with it, get up my rocks early because I need the chip damage off on things to be able to start to pressure his team. He cannot trap me with Gothitelle. If he leads off with his Excelgor, which I'm expecting him to try to hazard stack me, I can actually Dragon Tail it, break its sash, and then set up rocks on whatever comes in after that, and then I'll be fine. Hitmontop could also come and be a spinner, but realistically it's taking Stealth Rocks, and Hitmontop can't really spin for free versus my team, and that's what's really nice. Next up, we have Lapras. Gmax Lapras this week is really nice. I'm going to be bringing a Weakness Policy set with Water Absorb, as you can see. The special attack EV is guaranteed that I'm able to beat Gmax Copperajah if it has an Assault Vest with Surf plus Ice Beam, being able to set up the Veil and being able to set up the Rain, and then being able to do a lot of damage after that. Everything on his team could run super effective coverage for this thing aside from Vaporeon, meaning that I should be able to get up my Weakness Policy versus literally everything. And at +2, Mega Horn, not the Max Mega Horn, regular Mega Horn, to Gothitelle if he's not a Fizdef Gothitelle, which I don't think he will be. I think he's going to be more on the special side to be able to take on things like my Helolisk or my Roserade. Mega Horn Okos. 100% of the time, well, not after Stealth Rocks, it Okos 100% of the time with my Weakness Policy boosted. If I'm maxed, it guaranteed kills, does a whole lot of damage, and this Pokemon can just break through my opponent's team's Surf, hits pretty much everything aside from Vaporeon, which I have Thunderbolt for, and then I have an Ice move to be able to hit Appleton, as well as being able to set up the Veil for myself. Very threatening Pokemon this week, and I love it a lot. Next up, we have Surfetched. So Surfetched is here specifically just to be able to defog away. I do have the Heavy Duty Boots, which allows me to be able to defog pretty freely versus the majority of his team, like Sandaconda, for instance. Copperajah I can even defog against because he won't want to stand on a close combat. This is the one thing on my entire team that Gothitelle can trap, and I will not be okay with it. But that's why I have Knockoff plus Throat Chop. Knockoff into Throat Chop kills even if he's Colbur Berry, unless he's like fully Fizdef. And if I can get off enough chip damage on it, I'll be fine. And after Throat Chop, he can't use Sleep Talk, so that's pretty cool. At least I'm pretty sure it's a sound-based move. Should work that way. I have enough speed for Adamant... No. What do I have the speed for? I think it's just like fatter Sandaconda, like very little speed investment Sandaconda. I think, yeah. And then a lot of bulk to be able to take on some hits as well as be able to threaten things. With Scrappy, I believe I'm immune to Intimidate. I believe. Not 100% sure. I will have to double check on that. Yeah, I'll have to double check. I know that new move's got immunity to Intimidate, and he does not have a good switch into close combat at all. So this Pokemon's really, really nice. It also threatens Copperajah pretty well, but mainly its main role here is to defog whenever I know for a fact that his Excelgor is going to be setting up spikes and toxic spikes versus me. And the last member of the team, we have Sylveon. This Sylveon spread is actually pretty unique. I have Wish, Baton Pass, Mystical Fire, and Hyper Voice. Mystical Fire is there just to be able to do some damage versus the Copperajah. I have Hyper Voice to be able to do a lot of damage to his entire team, aside from Charizard and Copperajah. Charizard, I do 25% minimum to his Charizard with the HP investment that he could have, meaning that the 2 Hyper Voices, if he decides to set up twice, automatically puts him in range of Choice Banded Sucker Punch from my Dragapult. If he's special, I will be able to immediately put him in range of Dragon Darts after 1 Hyper Voice from my Sylveon. I have enough special defense investment to be able to live 2 Choice Specs hits from Manectric, as well as 3 Life Orb hits from Excelgor. I'm also able to live multiple hits from Vaporeon, as well as Hitmontop, and I'm able to do a lot of damage to pretty much everything on his entire team. Really, really like this Pokemon. Really like this build. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like down below for me. Also, make sure you go check out my opponent's team and his videos down in the description below. But with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.